Hi everyone, I'm Scott Poland. I'm sitting here with Al from Superior Steel Roofing, and I'm here to interview Al about his business. So welcome, Al.
Thank you.
So my first question is, what inspired you to buy Superior Steel Roofing?
So when I was looking for a business to purchase, I wanted to make sure there was alignment with my values as a potential business owner and what the company stood for. So there was big alignment on the way Superior did things in terms of honesty, customer service, integrity, and just the quality of the work that they did. So I could see myself running this business the same way as it had been run before. So.
And then how many years was it in business before?
So this is our 21st year.
Oh, wow.
So I bought the business. I'm just into my third year. So.
Okay.
It's been well established.
Yeah, absolutely. And predominantly, are you Tri-Cities, Guelph? Like, how far will you travel?
So we'll go as far as the work will take us. So our main service area is, call it a 200-kilometer radius from Guelph. Okay. We're headquartered in Guelph. Everything that we do is in Guelph. It's our only location. We have customers that, based on our experience and reputation, have asked us to do projects a little further. So we've worked up the Bruce Peninsula, Owen Sound. Last summer, we had that gentleman's house in Kitchener and wanted us to do his house in Ottawa. So we did a house in Ottawa. So we go where the work takes us.
Okay. And then any challenges that you face along the way when purchasing a business?
Well, there's definitely a steep learning curve. So I didn't necessarily come from the roofing industry. I'm an engineer. As a career, I was an engineer. So I had worked in commercial development and construction, but there was a lot of learning on like what roofs are, a lot of terminology, managing people, definitely different types of characters that we work with, and a lot of interesting challenges coming out of the high inflation with high interest rates was definitely a challenge, but we have a lot of good people in our company, a lot of people I can trust, and we've been able to weather it and come out strong.
Oh, that's good. And then who was one of the first people to support this thought, and how did that support?
Well, obviously my wife was the big one. She works for the WSIB. So when I mentioned I was thinking of buying a roofing company, she was very shocked. Yeah. But once she understood what the company was and how we did things, she was definitely very supportive. My father was also very supportive, and I have a few friends of mine that through the years, a little older, they've always been kind of mentors in that kind of space, and they've been very supportive with advice and things like that. So.
Oh, that's good. Do you have people in your corner?
Yeah.
Now, is there a customer story that you can think of that kind of made you realize you're doing a good thing for the community and your customers?
We do a lot of follow-up with people, and we, for the most part, get a lot of positive results and positive reviews. We've had a few people that were building like a custom home, and we're torn between the extra cost of the steel roof versus just going with shingles, and then ended up with our roof, and just keep getting calls, and they get comments, and they're so excited about how their home looks and those types of things. So we definitely get a lot of positive reviews for the work we do. That's
good. And then how long typically does a steel roof last?
So it can last 60 to 70 years.
Okay.
As a roof. We warranty ours for 50 years. The only thing over an extended duration, you might get a bit of fade off the finish.
Okay.
But the shield itself is double galvanized, and will stay solid for in excess of 50, 60 years.
Okay. And at the beginning, you mentioned values. That's why you chose to purchase this company. What values do you strive to infuse in every aspect of your business?
So our biggest one is just acting with integrity. We're very honest in the way that we quote our jobs. The price that we give people, we always quote fair. We're never looking to call it gouge people, where it's always a fair price, and we always deliver value for the price. We know people are writing us fairly big checks. We're a lot more expensive than a typical shingle roof.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we strive to give people value for their money. We put a lot of time and effort into our fit and finish. and the quality of our installs, and then the level of aftercare that we give people. We warranty for 50 years. We have roofs that are over 20 years old and they're still under warranty. People call, we go out there, we fix things, and a lot of times we go above and beyond. So we just try to be a business that's recognized as being honest.
Okay, and then what is a little known or surprising thing about the business that most people might not know?
A lot of people wouldn't think that we can work in the wintertime. Shingles typically can only be applied when there's warm weather, but because we typically apply over existing shingles, we can work in the wintertime. This winter is a little more challenging because it's cold and there's a lot of snow. But we install wood strapping on a roof. So once that strapping done, essentially you have a ladder on a roof so people have sure footing and we can install, no problem.
And because of our previous conversation before we turned on the cameras, where does most of your material and stuff come from?
So our steel is 100% Canadian sourced. It all comes from the Fasco in Hamilton. They do the coating. So it's a Canadian supplier. They back their product up. So in instances where we've had issues with the coating and the steel, they've backed it up and kind of acted as a good partner for that kind of thing. A lot of our ancillary materials, such as the lumber that we use, the snow guards that we use, are all made local and Canadian sourced. We have a few items that are sourced from overseas, but we're well over 90% of our material is Canadian.
Okay, if I'm a homeowner contemplating a steel roof versus shingle, what is your recommendations, or what questions should they be?
It's just understanding that on average, a steel roof could be double the cost of a shingle roof. But when you look at it as almost like a life cycle investment, you get 3 to 1 in value off steel based on how long it lasts and also the quality of the roof versus shingles. And I think people need to get beyond that. And they also do a lot of work on the companies that do this type of work, looking for established companies that have been in business for a long time, that have a large stable of work, that are still around to help maintain and manage people's roofs.
And I can also speak to it from a resale aspect. When they go to sell their home, a 15-year-old steel roof is still very desirable for the next buyer.
It's definitely nice.
Value.
Yeah, it's definitely nice as a homeowner coming in, knowing that the roof is not something you'll have to worry about.
Yeah.
Our warranties are 100% transferable. So when somebody buys the house, they just have to fill out a form, give us a call. We can transfer the warranty in their name, and then they just keep enjoying the worry-free roof over their head.
Again, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, I will include your website in the comments, but what's the best way to contact you?
You can fill out a form on our website.
Okay.
Or you can just call the office directly. We answer the phone live. So if you call, we can answer the phone anywhere. And we're glad to help anybody.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right.